Welcome to OneCloud CX's System Administration Quality Management series. Today we will be going over the fourth part of a five-part series, QM Evaluation Form Construction. Evaluation form configuration is found in the administration page under Quality Management and Evaluation Forms. There are 4 default forms already built in. OneCloud CX gives you a template to work off of if you wish to do so. If we select one of these, the Properties pane shows us the form as seen by a quality evaluator. At the top, we name the form and associate it to its appropriate services. Here the form is not editable, but we can click through the evaluation areas to see the questions they contain. To create a new evaluation form, just click on the plus down here. You can also clone or edit an existing one. And export or import forms, you can double-click on a form to edit it. First, I'm going to give you an overview of the anatomy of an evaluation form by going over one of these default forms. Note that the form editor opens in a separate tab. We're going to start by looking at the form controls at the very top. If you hover over your form's name, then clicking on this Edit button will let you set the minimum passing score for this particular form and a maximum possible score. If the final overall score of an evaluation completed with this form is under this minimum score, then the agent under evaluation will have failed. To the right of this, we can save to the current file and directory, cancel any changes, and preview what the form will look like in the agent desktop. This region is where we're going to be adding areas and dropping in questions. To select an evaluation area, simply click on one and the questions in that area will show up in the lower region down here. To add a new area, hover over an existing one and click on the plus to the right. You can also indent an area and make it a sub-area of another area. This does not diminish the weight of the sub-area or make it dependent on its parent area. This feature is purely for formatting purposes. If I click copy on an area, then it will show up in the top left here and I can drag it back in. The same can be done for questions. Just note that you can only have one item copied here at a time. With an evaluation area selected, you edit it by going down here and clicking on the pencil next to its name. Here you can change the settings specific to this certain area, the first 2 up here being the name and weight. The weight parameter allows you to increase or decrease the relative importance of a single area in contributing to the overall evaluation score. The default weight for each area is 1. So in this example, as I haven't changed any of the weights, each one of these areas has a weight of 1, adding to an overall weight of 9. Thus, each one of these areas accounts for 1/9, or around 11% of the overall evaluation score for this form, as reflected in these displayed percentages. If I were to change the weight of one of these areas to, let's say, 3, the new total weight of the form is 11, and the area with a weight of 3 goes from counting for 11% of the score to now counting for 27% of the score. All of the other areas' relative importance decrease to around 9%, as each of them only counts for 111th of the total score now. You don't have to work with whole numbers, you can use any weighting scheme you see fit for your purposes. Also keep in mind that the weight of an area is independent of the number of questions and the sum of their values within the area. The weight of each area is explicitly defined by only the value here. With this fails the form option. If the single area is failed, then the whole evaluation is considered failed regardless of score in other areas. Checking Share the Area to report across other forms makes this evaluation area available in shared evaluation areas down here in the bottom left. This allows this EVAL area to be shared across forms and services, and making edit to this area in one form will propagate the changes to all other forms containing this area. When you check it, you'll be prompted to name a new shared area, and it will show down here in the bottom left, where the area is then dragged and droppable into other forms. In some situations, you may wish to exclude a whole area from an evaluation scoring. With this checkbox enabled, the evaluator has this option to disregard the given area in context of the rest of the form. You may also wish to set some rules for excluding an area. Click here on None and you can choose an area question and option that will trigger area exclusion. When an area is excluded, its weight is subtracted from the form's overall weight, but the other areas' weights will remain the same. This will cause the relative importance of the different areas to shift. Now we'll move over to the question editor. To add a new question, we drag in one of these elements from the question section on the left to your selected area. There are 4 different types of multiple choice questions available, as well as yes or no questions. To edit a question, hover over it and click on the pencil icon. As with areas, you may redefine a question and adjust its weight at the top. Weighting between questions within an area works the same as weighting between areas within a form. The display format determines the manner in which this question's answers are presented. Checkbox elements display the answers as a list in which there is no limit to the number of answers selected. Radio buttons and horizontal radio buttons display the answers as a list in which you can only select one answer at a time. Drop-down elements displays the answers in a drop-down list from which only one answer is selectable. The yes or no question types are merely pre-built horizontal radio button questions with yes or no answers. Down in the options section, we define the answers. You can add as many of these answers as you like by clicking the plus, but remember the number that are selectable during evaluation is dependent on the question type. Click on a question to select it and delete questions to the right with the trash icon. One section lower is where we edit the parameters of each answer option. Text is simply the answer itself. Value is its own weighting system for answers, which we will cover in more depth in the next video. When the nay option is checked for an answer, and that answer is selected during an evaluation, then this whole question is disregarded. No value is gained or lost, and the area treats the question as if it does not exist. If fails area is checked and this answer is selected, then the entire evaluation area is failed. Adding a bonus/penalty to a question allows for direct addition or subtraction from the form's overall score. This bonus/penalty is directly applied to the overall evaluation score without any modification from area weight. If I apply a positive value of 5 to this answer and select it during an evaluation, then 5 points are added to the overall form score by passing the usual answer to question to area to form score flow. If I apply a negative value of 5 to this answer and select it during an evaluation, then 5 points are subtracted from the overall form score. Note that this bonus or penalty does not affect the ordinary score contribution from the answer's value and question's weight. Thank you for joining us on this training. For more information and trainings on our product, visit us at support.onecloud.com, and we'll see you in the final part of the series. Part 5: Evaluation Form Scoring.